My mom has a collection of photographs that record events like vacations, house parties, graduation ceremonies, and family reunions. She also has great examples of very old portrait photography featuring family members from earlier generations. In retrospect, these pictures chronicle both sides of my family's history. But can photographs and other household treasures narrating the lives and likings of another person's family somehow recount any portion of my own life? Before I continue, I want to bring out what I consider an important point. I was a custom picture framer for 22 years and connected with more than a handful of two-dimensional family heirlooms. There is one couple in particular. She is an artist and art historian, and he is a doctor, whose photographs and artwork narrates most of my 20s and all of my 30s, because whenever I interact with one of the pieces I framed for them, I relive the part of my life I was living when I first handled it. Their collection consists of such things as family photographs, various types of diplomas, handmade thank you cards from his young patients, and her unparalleled and thought-provoking artwork. This past week, both my mom and I needed his expertise and went to the medical building where he has his practice. In truth, I had forgotten just how many things of theirs I had carefully passed through the frame shop. After walking through hallways and in and out of examination rooms, Mom and I finally landed in his office. I use the verb landed because I felt like I had just traveled through a decade and a half of my life in a time machine. We all have things we cherish. When I use the plural noun things, I mean those objects of value that have belonged to families like yours and mine for several generations. For example, I have this little box shaped like a settee that belonged to my paternal grandmother. It originally belonged to her mother. One evening, when I was visiting her, it must have been at least 20 years ago, she told me how, when she was little, she would walk into her mother's bedroom, open the little box, and feel the silk lining inside. Then, without uttering another word, she handed it to me. I knew exactly why she was giving it to me and didn't try to turn down her gift, even though there was a part of me that didn't feel worthy of something so priceless. So now back to last week's trip through 15 years of my life. Being in the presence of all these beautiful things was both joyful and sad. Joyful because they are a reflection of the remarkable people they belong to. Sad because there is a part of me that wishes my mom and I could go back to the time when I framed them.